Hey everybody, it's Smashing Game Time. We are two brothers going through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I am your host, Nick. To my upper left caddy corner, that's my brother, Jake.
I didn't get. Did you just say two brothers or three brothers?
We're two brothers because we don't have Josh this time. We are minus Josh this week. He is on a beach somewhere doing beach stuff. So we're going to do an improvised episode in celebration of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom coming out about 5 days from you hearing this. We're going to make the top 10 list of the best Zelda bosses across the series. And this list is final. This is the list everybody has to go by. Jake, how do you feel about this?
I feel content with it because all Zelda fans can shut the hell up.
Yeah, so our list is final. You're going to have to get over it. This is very improvised. We did our homework, but we also wanted to do this live. I've got the fandom website up. We're going to go through each Zelda, pull them up, look at we've got pictures of them. We'll talk about them, and we will eventually get to our top 10. Jake, let's get into the bosses. What do you say?
Yeah. Do you have like a chart or something, or we're just gonna like narrow it down?
I'm gonna write. So we'll go through each game, and any that stand out, we'll write them down. We won't have them in any specific order. I am zoomed in on this website. This is a fandom website. Sorry, it is super ass. I'm sure there's a better website out there, but this is one that came to mind. We're gonna start with the OG, The Legend of Zelda. Oh
now,
boy!
I actually like how the bosses are kind of like animated. They're like GIFs.
Yeah, so okay. The only one, so I remember playing this as a kid, but I never got really far. I know Ganon right here is very, very well loved, but I think if one stands out, it's Aquamentus, and that's because I think that's the only one I remember playing as fighting as a kid.
The first one.
But then again, he's not like, there's nothing in this first game that's going to make my top 10 list.
I mean, like, out of all of them, I mean, look at level 4 and level 8, like Gleok. He looks intimidating. I just now realized it's you got a two-headed dragon.
And then they brought him back. They brought him back for level 8.
Like Ganon looks like a fat piece of shit.
He's a pig. He's a little piggy.
Honestly, I don't think any of these guys cut it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean,
I know like people are gonna be like, but it's the OG, it's the Beatles of Zelda. But I don't give a shit.
Man, fuck the Beatles. We're moving on. There was a Beatles song in last week's Ted Lasso, and it was so fucking annoying. I have beef with Ted Lasso. I won't get into it here though. All right, up next, Adventure of Link. This is the second one.
Yes.
Oh boy, here we go. No, look at this. What is this furry nightmare?
So yeah, I don't know why Horsehead. Like I like how that's just the name of it is Horsehead.
Jerfma Fencer, Rebonak, Karok. Karok's kind of cool looking. Guma, Barba, Thunderbird.
So out of all these, damn well it's gonna be Link's Shadow.
I think Link's Shadow makes the cut here for right now. Link's Shadow coming through. If you're listening to audio, we are on video and you can see images of each of these as we talk about them. Side note, we are not counting mini bosses. So some of these games, when we pull them up, we'll pull up mini bosses. They are not going on the list. Don't ask. Or as Jake would say, don't care.
Don't care.
All right, I just don't care. So we got Shadow Link from The Adventure of Link. I bet that was like a big turning point when someone played that for the first time. When people played that for the first time, they're like, "Oh my god,
I gotta fight myself.
I have to fight myself." All right, so we're starting to get into territory I'm a little more comfortable with. I've played A Link to the Past front to back. Yay, fandom advertisements. All right, scrolling down.
Yay.
Ball and Chain Trooper. Okay, he's a mini boss. Let's run through these. So Ball and Chain Trooper, I don't count them. Armos Knights, they're just 6 knights that hop around. Land Molas were the twin molds like in other Nintendo games. They're just worms that they jump out, go into another area, and you gotta watch out. You look like you want to say something, Jake.
I like Moldum. Moldum was kind of a. I know he was annoying to fight because if he hit you, you'd fall off the floor, and you had to climb back up and start the boss fight over. So I know he was kind of like.
I love this guy's dungeon. So for those who don't know Moldum, he is he's like the squiggly worm. He like moves in like weird. He's like what was that old Izio game IO game we used to play with like the worms?
Like Slither.io.
Yeah, Slither.io. He moves kind of like that. But yeah, like Jake mentioned, he was on a platform where if he knocked you off, you had to climb back up to him and start the whole fight over again. So that's pretty memorable. I think Aghanim, he's just annoying. I don't think he's like a good boss.
Yeah, and people thought that like, oh hey, this is the end. Like, oh, and you got your master sword, you're gonna fight him, whatever. But yeah, that's not the end of the game.
As a kid, I did think like it blew my mind when you beat him and you're like, oh, okay, I win. And they're like, no, motherfucker, we still got like 20 more dungeons for you. I think Helm is the Helmazar King, he's like a lizard with a tail. He's got an armored mask on, and you use the sledgehammer to like destroy the masks before you can hit his face. I think he stands out because he's the first time in a Zelda game I remember ever having to like, oh, hey, here's this thing I got, or here's this thing I learned that I have to use. And I always thought that was a pretty cool battle. I think he stays.
Yeah, I liked him. I enjoyed him. I did like the next one, like Argus, because you can only do damage to him by hitting his skull, and you had to like kind of get the little cloud things away from his face.
He reminds me a lot of the ghost from Super Metroid.
Yeah, true.
All right, so we'll add Argus. I also liked Blind the Thief because he's one where if you hit him enough, his head popped out, but you still had to worry about his body, and there'd be like two versions of him floating around.
Yeah.
I like a lot more bosses in this than I remember liking. It's kind of crazy.
You can even look at the bottom, the Palace of the Four Sword. Like, you kind of go against a lot of these guys again. I guess it's just because it's like four swords, so they're harder, maybe.
I'm not big on Cold Stare. Vitreous' fight was okay. I think that's the one where you use the grapple hook to pull the eyeballs out and then swipe them with the sword. Trinax feels like just a reskin of Helmar King a little bit. And then there's Ganon. I don't know. I don't think people really remember this Ganon fight too much.
Look at that pig.
Look at that pig. Are we done here? We've got 4 from this one.
Yeah, moving on.
Moving on. You sound so excited. Link's Awakening.
So this is one. I never played the updated version. I played the old one.
All right, so we've got Moblin Chief, Landmola, and it looks like the website has... This looks like the updated version. It doesn't look like it has the OGs. Landmola, Armos Knight, and Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock looks cool, but I don't think any of this really sticks.
Yeah.
These are all mini bosses. And this was a Game Boy version, right? Or
so it was a Game Boy one, game. And then it became one for the Switch.
That version...
You could click on the... there's different ones you can...
That version of Moldorm was pretty cool.
DX. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything from this one sticks.
No, moving on.
I saw, for those who don't know, I just bought Breath of the Wild tonight. And I actually considered getting Link's Awakening, but I was like, no. We're going to stick with one. Back, going 3D this time, bosses in Ocarina of Time. We got a plenty to... Okay, so these are mini bosses. We'll skip them. Or as they're called here, mid bosses, if you will. Dead Hand still scares the shit out of me. Look at that guy. Creepy as fuck. All right, bosses, here we go. Parasite aren't... Okay, this is when they have like the irritating fucking names. We're just going to call them by their name. We're not going to call them by their title. Goma was the big spider in the Deku Tree. I think he stays for now, at least.
Yeah, he's like iconic. It's probably like one of the first... Obviously, it's the first boss, but it's like one of those bosses where like it sticks with you forever.
OOT. King King Dodongo, I can drop him. I'm not crazy about him. Baronade is a water dungeon boss. They never get far. It's a joke. Then we get into Future Link. I think Phantom Ganon with all the paintings really sticks around.
Yeah.
Sorry for the fandom website, everybody. It's fandom.
So many ads.
It's like OnlyFans, but for video games. Volvagia, I was never big on Volvagia or Morpha. Do you have any opinion on either of them?
No, they don't really. I don't even like remember them.
Right.
I mean, Water Temple. Everyone hated the Water Temple.
Right. I've always had a soft spot for Bongo Bongo. I thought he had a really cool design compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
The big drum hands. I think Bongo Bongo stands for now. And we can always, when we get into later discussion, if we need to pull up video, we can pull up video. Twin Robo was one I didn't remember. And then I watched a video of it recently. I was like, oh, yeah. So these are, for anyone who's played Majora's Mask, these are the witches that are in the swamp that you chase around trying to find them and reconnect them. I think they're sisters. The boss fight seems okay. I still barely remembered it. Rebuttal, Jake? Rebuttal?
I was gonna say like they're not they're just Oh, Fire and Ice, cool. Like it's cool.
Finish the books, George R.R. Martin. Ganondorf. I don't think people really remember that part. I think it's when you get into the Ganon fight. There's always that image of like rolling in between his legs and attacking him in the back.
Yeah, and then the whole like, oh, you have to hit him back. You know, when he shoots a little ball of energy at you, you have to hit him back with it, and it's just back and forth, back and forth.
I think that stands for now. I think it's one of the better Ganon fights.
Ooh, now my favorite game.
My favorite as well, Majora's Mask. You know, I was looking through these bosses again, and so these are all mini bosses up here, and skip over them. So looking at these bosses again, they're not that great.
No, they're not. And like, what I like about each boss is that you have to use the mask that is associated with that temple or that area to fight the boss.
So I'm gonna go through the ones I want to eliminate right now. I think Adalwa is annoying, and I think his fight, especially in the original version of Majora's Mask, is annoying and not clear on what you need to do. And then Gyorg's fight is just annoying because he's in the water and you're not really sure, like, you don't really have the aim on him half the time.
Yeah.
I think Goat stays because Goat is one of my favorite fights in the game.
Just going around in laps and laps.
Yep, you're a Goron. You have the spin ability, and you get hooks. And you're basically chasing each other, hitting him, trying to run him off the course. And I thought that was really cool. And then, do you think the fourth boss, the twin mold, so basically the two worms?
This one I didn't really care for. I mean, like, yeah, you go into like a giant form.
You go sicko mode. Sicko mode.
But And then, like, honestly, I mean, I do like the point when you get up and fight Majora's Mask or just Majora, but like it wasn't really that hard.
I think Majora can stay for now just because it has 3 forms. And I really like that. You don't see a whole lot of 3 forms anymore. And Majora's Wrath, like when he starts whipping at you and you're not like when you're playing as non-fierce deity Link, it can get pretty hectic.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep Majora as a whole for now.
Well, that and if you remember right, I think you have to fight all 4 bosses again when you get to Majora.
I don't think you do. So you get up into the moon, and it's like a beautiful, like flowery field. It's like Metal Gear Solid 3 at the end. And you talk to each of these kids with the mask on, and you have to go through like a challenge that's kind of like, oh, hey, here's the Deku challenge, here's the Goron challenge, here's the Zora challenge. I remember because the Goron one sucked because you had to stay on a single path and like jump and like get to the end. And to do each one, you had to give those kids like a certain amount of masks. And if you completed all 4 of them, then you got Fierce Deity.
Speaking of like narrow path, that reminded me of when you're going to the ice or the Snowhead Temple,
Hmm.
and like you have to go up that narrow bridge
Oh,
with
and
the wind blowing and all that.
the big Goron's
Yeah.
like blowing, and you have to play the, what is it, Biney's lullaby or something. You have to play the little baby's lullaby to get him to go to sleep, so the wind stops blowing you.
Yep.
It's super annoying. Maybe Majora's Mask isn't as good as we remember it, Jake.
Yeah. I just like how dark it is, and just like the collection of masks
That's why
makes the game really fun.
I'm hoping, since Tears of the Kingdom's kind of following the same, like, it's a major release right after a big one. So kind of like
Hmm.
Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. I'm hoping Tears of the Kingdom follows a little more Majora's Mask footsteps. Up next, we have a double dose, Oracles of Ages and Seasons. These might have some overlap, but let's do Ages first. Sub bosses, bye guys. I remember the head thwomp, but that's just the thwomp from Mario.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not
Almost like the purple guy is from. Uh, it's basically like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm not condoning this, Nintendo. Anyone from this list standing out? We got Pumpkinhead, Shadow Hag. This is the one that Capcom did, so they were probably being cute and like making like Mega Man references, and I didn't realize it.
Nah,
Veron. Anyone?
no, none of these.
All right.
I noticed though that Seasons has some bosses from the original
From the originals.
Zelda. Yeah,
Really? Okay, Aquamentus. I forgot
actually,
about
all of
that.
them.
The Dongo, basically the same order too.
Yep.
Medusa. There's Gleok. General Anox. I like this. I like this version of Aquamentus. I am adding him for now. Anyone you see that you want to add?
No, not really. I do notice that they have the linked bosses. So, like, I guess when you're able to link both games, you got to fight these two bosses, Ganon and Twin Rova, which is basically the witches.
That version of Ganon looks pretty cool.
He's a damn pig. Damn it,
He's still a pig, but he's like a rock pig.
man's a pig.
I think we kind of saw Four Swords earlier, but let's check it out.
Yeah. They got some bosses. It only looks like 4, but nothing.
Yeah, I can pass on. They look like generic Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm passing.
Yeah, Wind Waker.
I think this one's gonna have some stuff that hangs here.
All right, so sub bosses are on the bottom. So front bosses.
Oh hey, make sure you get your Dodge. It's truck month. I'm sorry, that was Chevy. I'm so sorry. All right, so we got Goma. Are there only 8 bosses? Yeah, there are only 8 bosses. Okay. I think Goma sticks around for now because I really liked using the grappling hook on his tail to swing around the map or swing around the dungeon. It's a really good first boss fight.
I do like the bird, the Hemlock King.
I was gonna suggest him too because like once you go back and start fighting him, you really feel like you've made progress, and it's the first time in the game you feel pretty strong.
Yeah, because it's like, oh hey, I remember you from the beginning of the game. Time for payback. You took my sister, you asshole.
Oh my god! Like Wind Waker, people shit on Wind Waker for its art design a lot, but it was really good with the how weighty it felt. Because I remember the first time you sneak into that hideout, and yeah, like he tosses you out, and then by the time you come back, like you're just like, no, fuck you, I'm getting my kid's sister.
Like, and I like how you said, but people do shit on Wind Waker's art style. But like, I was actually watching a video the other day about how Wind Waker actually aged really well compared to other games that came out around that same time, like GTA 3 and San Andreas. Like, Wind Waker still looks great to this day. Those other games, not so much.
Well, not to get off subject, but like if you look back, what was this, 2003, 2004? I think the best 3-ish looking games of this timeline, of this time period, are Wind Waker, the Beautiful Joe series, and then the Okami.
Yes.
All which happen to have that cell shading. I think the 13 game looks good too. I mean, shooters are a little harder to pull off on that. Jahala was forgettable, so was Mulgara. Ganondorf. The Ganondorf fight is probably the top Ganondorf fight in the
Yeah.
whole fucking series.
It just looks great, and it's fun to fight him. I love the whole. I love in this Zelda game the whole the dodging.
The dodge
mechanics.
is really good. This one was also when you were attacking. It had like the sound cues that played that like basically made a song.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll get that on video. Up next,
Four Swords Adventure. They actually have some.
See, I always wondered what the difference was.
I think one's like for like the Game Boy, and this one was like the one that's on the GameCube.
I can live without having any of these on here. Can you?
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
All right, up next, the Minish Cap. Now we're getting cute. We're getting all the cute DS games, which I think are kind of forgettable, if I'm being honest. Minish Cap is the one where you could shrink down. Your hat was a little talking guy, so whenever they try to say that Mario Odyssey did it first, they're wrong. All right.
So with a lot of these, there's some Zelda games I've never even touched, and this happened to be one of them. I heard it was okay. Just looking at these bosses, I mean the main boss, I guess, main antagonist, Batty, looks kind of intimidating, but I mean he's got 3 forms.
I always love it when Ganon is not the main baddie, because I feel like that's when Nintendo's like playing around with stuff, like really experimenting. At least at this point in Zelda, I know we're gonna get the Breath of the Wild, and they're like, "Well, Ganon's the boss, you dipshit." Yeah, I know. Yeah, like a lot of these bosses are just bigger versions of bosses or regular enemies. I think we can skip.
Yep.
If we had either of us had played this, I'd be like maybe Vadi, but I don't know. I feel like if the Vadi fights were that good, we would have heard something.
Yeah.
Up next, Twilight Princess.
And what I like about Twilight Princess is just its dark atmosphere.
Jake's just a moody, edgy little emo Zelda kid.
Cause like think about it, we go from like games like Wind Waker and all that stuff that's kind of like a little brighter. But this one they wanted to switch it up with the art design again. And honestly, I do like this display of art for a Zelda game.
It looks good. Like it doesn't look as good as Wind Waker does all these years later, but I mean, if I'm picking one from this, I think Star-Lord is on there. Star-Lord's the one where you're circling around him on that. I forget what the apparatus is called, but you're like in a coliseum fighting him.
Yeah.
I forget which one. I guess Blizzetta is in the Snow Peak ruins. If we were doing dungeons, I think Snow Peak ruins would be at the top of my list because it's just this giant abandoned mansion in the mountains. It's beautiful. Anyone else stand out here for you, Jake? I know Fyrus was big in the trailer, but I just don't remember a lot about that fight.
No, not really. I mean, yeah, Ganondorf has 3 forms, but meh.
I remember Diababa because I always called him Diabetes. Ganon does have 3 forms. Look at him go. Well, technically, one of them's a horse. He's riding a horse. That's not a form. That's like me getting in a car and saying that's my final form.
I mean, it could be.
Okay.
Especially if you drive a Chevy.
Chevy. This episode brought to you by... Okay, Phantom Hourglass, another DS one.
Meh.
Now hold on. Let's let them cook. You know, for how well Wind Waker held up, like these all kind of imitated that art style, but for DS, I don't think these hold up as well.
You don't hear people like continue talking about it. I mean, like out of all the Zelda games, you hear people that won't shut up about Ocarina of Time. Mm-hmm. They won't shut up about Wind Waker. Twilight. People don't really talk about Twilight Princess that much, but Breath of the Wild. Yeah, if they don't shut up about it, those games probably have. There's a reason why they don't shut up about it.
Right. I think. Yeah, none of these stick.
Even Spirit Tracks. Just looking at it, I'm just like, eh. Oh, actually, that's a sub boss. I'm not even looking at the real bosses. Still, ugh.
Oh, you're a whole thing ahead of us. So now we're on spirit tracks, Jake. My goodness. Sub bosses, regular oh, these regular bosses.
Dude, they look awful. They don't look intimidating at all.
Frazzle's like a Pokemon, first of all. They all look like Pokemon.
Dude, look at Cole. It's like you're fighting your rival.
They don't even have a picture for Demon Train. The PNG's damaged.
This Burn guy all the way to the right, Tower of Spirits. He looks like the guy that like who's been chasing you the whole time, and then you get to finally fight him.
All right, we're moving on. Skyward Sword. I don't remember this one.
This one I think it kind of had like a Twilight Princess kind of vibe, but like in the sky.
They don't have half the PNG models. Ancient Automation stands out, but I also... Oh, no, this is... Okay, I'm getting this mixed up with another one. Automation is the gold statue with all the arms, I think. Oh, his name's Coloctus. I think Coloctus can stick for now.
Yeah, because you see him everywhere. I think he's like an interesting fight.
This is SS. That's a weird... Legend of Zelda, SS. Otherwise, the rest of these, I'm just like, I'm good. I don't... Demise looks cool.
Yeah. Kind of looks like maybe an alligator-looking Ganon.
You know, I'm gonna put him on for right now. He can stay for right now.
We should probably watch some of these boss fights.
Well, I'm gonna put a star next to Demise because I do want to. I think I've seen bits and pieces of that. And Skyward Sword happens to be the one they re-put out on Switch, so I might think about
reason.
This is Link Between Worlds. I've actually played this one all the way through. There's a lot of.
Is this like a remake to Link to the Past?
It's like a follow-up / remake. It's a requel, if you will. There is a lot of overlap, so you'll see like Gamazar King. It's not like a full-on copy, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Stowblind is really cool. I'm gonna put Stowblind on here because he is one where the way you beat him is he has this shield. So if you've never played A Link Between Worlds, the main function is that you can become 2D and put yourself in the wall, basically become a drawing on the wall.
Oh yeah.
So he'll put his shield up and block you out. You put yourself on his shield as a drawing. He doesn't know where you go. He puts his shield behind him looking for you. You pop out and you pop him in the back. It's really cool. That might be my favorite boss fight in the game. The main boss is just another Dimensions Ganon.
Yeah. So like looking at it, it's a Yuga, and then you got Yuga Ganon. I'm guessing Ganon took over Yuga.
I think they combined somehow. It's been almost 10 years since I've played this. I'm pretty sure.
Did you see the Street Pass bosses?
The Street Pass bosses.
You got Shadow Link, you got Gramps.
Grandpa must die. Oh, I think Stowblind's the only one that really hangs here.
No. Triforce Heroes.
Triforce Hero again.
Again. Okay, you get Shadow Link everywhere, guys. Chill out.
I mean, you look cool, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, dog. It's a no from me. That's a no. And then Breath of the Wild, neither of us have played it. I just picked it up for the first time. Let's spoil it a little bit. And I don't even know if I'd consider them bosses, because there aren't like true dungeons. And oh boy, those are some big boys.
Dungeon bosses.
Okay, there are dungeon bosses. I'm tripping. But they're divine beast. I'm sorry, guys. I just picked up the game. Leave me alone.
Every dungeon is Ganon.
Calamity Ganon. Thunderblight Ganon. I hope the boss fights in Tears of the Kingdom are good. I'm actually going to get it.
But dude, they have voice acting.
They have voice acting. I don't think anything here sticks, do you?
Nope.
Just the limited knowledge we have, okay?
The game is a good game.
It's a great game.
but the bosses could do some work.
Fuck them. You know what? Go collect your what are they called? Clorox seeds?
I was gonna say amiibos.
Go collect your Clorox seeds and shove them up your ass. All right. We've gone through every Zelda game. There was, when I was doing my research before, there were the bosses listed out for those those CDI games. We're not going to touch those. We're not going to do it. So here's our short list. Congratulations to the bosses who made it. Very, very tough competition out there. We've got Shadow Link from The Adventures of Link. We've got Moldorm from Link to the Past. Telmarus King, Aragos, Blind the Thief. These are all from Link to the Past. From Ocarina of Time, we have Goma, Phantom Ganon, Bongo Bongo, and Ganon. From Majora's Mask, we have Goat Majora. From Oracle of Seasons, we have Aquamantis. From Wind Waker, we have Goma, Helmrock King, and Ganondorf. From Twilight Princess, we have Stalord. From Skyward Sword, we have Koloktos and Demise. And then from Link Between Worlds, we have Stallblind. Congratulations. How many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 19. We got to get rid of 9 of these. Well, let me pull some videos here. This is some big Nintendo stuff here. We gotta be careful here. We don't want Nintendo putting the Nintendo squeeze on us.
They're gonna get us like Gary Bowser.
They're gonna get him. Let's pull up. I want to see this. Have you seen this Shadow Link fight in Adventures of Link?
Yeah, I have.
Is it a side-scrolling fight?
Yeah, I mean, you played the game before?
I've seen images of it.
I've played the game. I never beat it because I kind of got bored of it. But it's kind of like, oh, you get there and then, oh, he just pops up and you have to fight him. It's not like it's just like, I guess at the time it was iconic.
Let me kill the music here. So this is said fight. Gonna fast forward a little bit. Oh boy, there he is. Oh shit. You know, for whatever year this came out, this does look a little intense for me. This only side-scrolling Zelda, by the way. I don't think they kind of touch on it again in Link Between Worlds, but nothing like this. So they're basically just duking it out right here. Do you think he stands in the top 10, Jake?
Yeah, just because based off of when it happened, you know, because like this is the first time Shadow Link has ever been a thing in the game.
Okay, he can stay for now. He'll stay. Hey, let him cook. Who do we want to look at next on here?
I wish I had like a.
Let's see here. We've got we sold people in Moldorm. I feel like he stands for a little bit. Telmasar King was another one we really got into. Let's look up what is this? Argos
from
Link to the Past.
Yeah, the brain guy. I noticed that he was also in other Zelda games as well.
One of those ones that they just kept going back to. They're like, yeah, this one works.
Yeah.
So here he is. He reminds me a lot of the Super Metroid boss. So yeah, he's covered in little guys. You got to pull him off, sort them before they get back to him. I think he can stay. I think he can stay for. I feel like there are other fights that are just like this though, where you're pulling off a little guy, killing the little guy, so you can get to the big guy.
Yeah. When did Link to the Past come out compared to Super Metroid?
They have to be pretty close. You'd have to look up the year because I've got the browser up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Argos, and then the Blind of the Thief was the other one that we pulled from this game.
Metroid 94.
Blind the Thief. What a great name, by the way.
Oh shit! They might have taken that from Link to the Past because Link to the Past came out in 91.
And then when did Super Metroid come out?
94.
Oh shit! Okay, I forgot about this. Okay, look at this. So this is Blind the Thief.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So this whole dungeon, you were escorting this girl, and you get her into the sunlight. Turns out she's the boss. So the boss was with you the entire time. I forgot about that. That is crazy.
I do remember that now.
That is crazy. I really like that. I think that puts him up there for me. Man, is this list gonna get me to play A Link to the Past again?
Games, honestly, I wouldn't mind playing it again, just because, like, I guess when I was younger, it felt like the game like took forever. But like, I remember playing Super Nintendo games in college, my freshman year of college, and like beating them really quick. I beat Super Metroid in hours. I beat all 3 Donkey Kong countries the same day. Like, the games aren't that long back then.
Well, and this was right around the time these were all coming out on Game Boy Advance also.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to look back at. You're like, wow, they took this Super Nintendo game and made it mobile. That's fucking nuts. I'm going to say we can cut Telmasar King. I mean, I'll pull them up real quick. But just compared to the last 2 we had up, I was like, these are better. How do you spell it? That's the other thing about some of these bosses. The spellings are all over the place. Telmazar.
Which one is he in?
King. This is Link to the Past still. This is this guy. You're going to see him immediately and be like, oh, yeah, I remember this guy. Oh, this is someone who's actually breaking down the strategy. He's huge. I think that's what stood out about him the most to me, was how big he was compared to the rest of them. And then the fact that his tail was whipping around.
He doesn't look that. I mean, like, yeah, he's big, but like he just cheesing him.
We can cut him. I'm not overly attached.
Yeah, it was cool at the time.
Ocarina of Time. Goma was the spider boss. We talked about that one. Let's pull that one up real quick. Goma, if you hear my cat using the litter box, I'm sorry. He had to go.
What kind of noise are we hearing?
Do you think Josh is going to listen to this list and be like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
I think Josh has played most of the Zelda games compared to us too.
The resident Zelda expert, not here for the list, is going to drive him nuts. Because he was even, we've got Goma up on the screen, but Josh was even like, I can get on the phone for the podcast if you guys want. And we're like, no, take your ass to the beach, Josh. Get out of here. We got this. So this is the first, I think this is the first 3D Zelda boss for everybody, right? To the bottom of the Deku tree. It's basically killing the Deku tree. Gets up on the wall. You got to use your little slingshot to knock it off. And it's just scary. You're in the tree roots fighting it. You got anything for us, Jake?
No, I'm just admiring it because it's a fun boss.
Oh yeah, I forget it drops its spider eggs and they hatch if you don't destroy the eggs. It's as a kid, I remember it being a little unsettling. Because the first thing you see is that eyeball. And you just got to keep attacking it.
I think of nightmares.
We got Phantom Ganon on here. Everyone's seen Phantom Ganon. I'm not going to pull him up.
Yeah.
Same for regular Ganon. I'll pull up Bongo Bongo. I feel like Bongo Bongo doesn't have as many eyeballs on him. Bongo Bongo. Sounds like he's from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
And I noticed that they kind of put similar bosses that are kind of like him in other games too. You know, with the hands and the face.
Yeah, I forget you have to use the magnifying glass of truth to see
the
him.
lens. Yeah.
The thing I like about him compared to the other hand bosses is the other hand bosses tend to be like some kind of like technology in the world. I think Wind Waker, it's like the Guardian to test you. It's like one of the final tests before you get to go down to Hyrule.
Yeah.
There's another one I can't quite think of, but they always seem to be like tech or like an ancient like Forerunner. Forerunner's Halo, but you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bongo Bongo can stay for now. It's kind of it's creepy. Let me see back at the beginning. Yeah. Look at this intro real quick.
He's a Phantom Shadow Beast.
That's just, yeah, it's unsettling. It kind of reminds me of the Demogorgon from Stranger Things almost.
I wonder if they used the Bongo Bongo's hands as like a kind of a what's the word? Basically, as the master hand from Smash Brothers.
Do you think Bongo Bongo gives good hand jobs?
I give him. You can give me a handy all day.
But you can't see him. You can't see him unless you have that magnifying glass.
Hey, sometimes you don't need to get a look.
Sometimes you don't need to see. Let's pull up Goat. I feel like Goat is really cool to see in person.
Groat?
Is it Groat or Goat? I have it
Scroat.
down as Goat. GOHT.
Scroat.
Let's do the 3D. I want to see the better looking version.
Is it better looking?
Yes. He plays Goron Link. You unfreeze the bastard. He starts running around. I think everyone in Majora's Mask has an eyeball. Has that eyeball that's their major hit point.
It kind of looks like a machine almost compared to the original.
Well, now you got me wanting to compare them. Hold on. I also think the remake of Majora's Mask made a lot of these fights easier because I remember, and I know we were kids, but I remember the Nintendo 64 versions being really hard.
Yeah, I don't remember that eyeball actually being in the original.
Let's pull up the original then. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, he looks way scarier in this one.
Yeah,
Oh
I was
my
gonna say
God.
like he doesn't have like the metal stuff. It's just all him, and you don't see an eyeball.
Yeah, no eyeball. Okay, yeah, you called it. I wonder if that was something they were trying to do when they remade it. They're like, yeah, this game's terrifying. Can we make it a little less scary? We're fucking Nintendo.
Let's put a giant eyeball on his back.
We need them to know what the hit point is. And these jumps even look smaller. I like these smaller jumps though. It feels okay, so he hits him. So yeah, that other one he fell right away. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I like this original fight better now.
Yeah. It was because he hit him once and he toppled. Oh, you got to hit the eyeball now.
Stab his eyeball.
Whereas
stab his eyeball.
Sometimes he does collapse like that, but then he gets right back up.
Right.
So he's just ramming him in the asshole right now.
I think he stays just because of the fact that he took it like a champ there.
Nah, dude, he enjoyed it.
And then we're not gonna pull Majora. Majora, again, it's been videoed to death. We can cut Aquamantis. I'm not going to bat for an Oracle Seasons boss. Are you?
Nope.
Okay.
I did like how Oracle of Ages and Seasons were kind of like doing the Pokemon thing.
I do wonder if they'll ever get back to that.
I think it'd be cool to have like a 3D version of Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
I think that would be cool. And Nintendo has shown recently that they're willing to work with third-party developers on their IP. So like Mario and Rabbids, they just had those two separate games.
Mm-hmm.
They turned out okay. I could see, and I mean, Capcom's cooking right now, so they could be like, "Hey guys, you guys are cooking, we're cooking. Let's do Zelda.
Touch Daddy."
Let's see here. Who's next? So we're on Wind Waker, Goma, Helmarock King, and Ganondorf. Let's pull that Ganondorf one. Like, it's been looked at a lot, but it's just so cool.
It just looks great.
I think this is gonna be like a competitor. Oh, you guys don't have it up. Whoops.
Yeah, you don't have it up, Nick. What's up?
There we go. I'm actually gonna turn the volume up for this one. You can only play this game on the Wii U. It's the only way you can play it legally. Or GameCube, you still got it.
she's linking.
Link. I've always liked that version of Link. He looks so cool.
He's got 2 swords. We all had triangles on our hands.
You have a triangle. I have a triangle.
Let's all touch triangles.
That's hot.
Oh, no time to chat here.
Stop chatting. Start sword fighting. Yeah, so I'll kill the tunes. So yeah, your fight, like, Hyrule at this point in the timeline has been flooded. You've unflooded it with the use of your by getting the different soul guardians back. And now you went back down there to fight Ganon, and now the Hyrule is flooding again, and you're fighting him while the water is like all around you pouring back in. And it's just a cool sword fight. And if we can just skip ahead right to the end, in fact, I think it might be the most replayed part of the video. I love that YouTube does that now, by the way.
I do too. I'm just like, sometimes I find out, I'm like, why is this the most replayed? And it's either like someone tried to pause it to see some chick's underwear, or the end of the boss fight, or just, you know, something that people came to the video for.
Oh, here it comes. Boom! And it ends with Link putting the Master Sword in Ganon's head and turning him to stone. It's, oh my god. It's the
Honestly,
most anime ass shit.
How come you don't pull the sword out of a stone Ganon?
Because it'll unstone him. But also, how wicked would it be if Link pulled the sword out and like it just did like the anime blood thing that anime does, where it spurts after a second?
Oh yeah, or like Kill Bill.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be a contender. Let's pull up Star-Lord from Twilight Princess real quick. I don't know if you remember that one. I just can't get out of my head.
Nope.
Twilight
I don't remember.
Princess. So here he is in his glory. All right. So yeah, you're kind of in the middle of the Colosseum. Oh, look at the bones, and then you walk down, and the bones turn out to be creeping and crawling.
Turn out to animate.
They animate, yes. Or that guy brings them back. Whatever he does. You know, everyone in these Zelda games talks too much. I need everyone to shut up and kindly just fight. I always forget that you can turn it. I always forget the main feature of Twilight Princess is that you turn into a wolf. Just seems like a forgettable feature.
Imagine the wolf being a playable character in like Smash.
I'd be okay with that. Okay, so the first phase of the fight kind of sucks, but then once it picks up, the head becomes a thing, and yeah, you're spinning. You seem so excited watching this.
Just wait until he gets to the good part.
Oh, there he is. Look, he just poked around the corner.
No, jump. No, dodge.
Jump. We can cut it. It was something that always stood out to me.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It looks cool. You know, it's not like your regular fight, but yeah, I mean, I think it's top 10 worthy, maybe.
Okay, well then, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna argue with you. Let's pull up Demise, because we were both interested to see Demise. Let's see. So Demise.
I bet it's like a part of Ganon.
I feel like I've seen a video of him walking, and he's just kind of menacing. He kind of has a God of War look to him.
No, he's Killer Croc and Ganon put together.
There he is.
Dude,
look at him.
He's Ganon.
He's not Ganon. He's not Ganon. You can't confirm that. You cannot confirm that.
Let's confirm. I'm here to confirm.
That is not Ganon. That is Ares. That is Ares, Jake. Look at him.
Ah, dude's Ganon.
I want one of these games. I just want like the main baddie to be like a Deku. Well, I guess the Deku kind of was the main baddie in Majora's Mask. But you know, I like a bad Gore. I want a bad Goron, or I want a bad Zora. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the main protagonist. I think that'd be pretty cool if they did that, and those were like just nice little breakaway from Ganon. Dude, he's menacing. I want to see this fight though.
So he's an imprisoned demon king.
Imprisoned demon and a king. He's triple threat, baby.
The form of this evil is thought to be Ganon.
Dude, I like his design. Demise. This is also the Zelda game that isn't the tutorial like 3 hours long?
I hate tutorials in games nowadays.
They take forever. Like I started Breath of the Wild, and like it was like spoon feeding me everything. I was like, just let me fucking run around.
I think that's why I don't really play much single player campaign games anymore, because I get bored from like the tutorials of games are make or break for me. If it takes forever, I'm just like, nope, I'm done.
You know what the best tutorial is? I have an answer for this. The best tutorial is Fallout 3.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't mind all that time in the vault, because they're doing a good job of like burying the tutorial and story. Otherwise, I'm just like,
Tunnel snakes, man.
So this fight looks cool. I mean, it looks like the Ganon fight again. I'm sure it was annoying doing it with the Super Wiimote controls or whatever it was at that time.
Yeah.
I really like this art style though. I've always liked the fighting on the, hey, we're on like this pool of water and you can see our reflections.
Or it's like a never ending like little area where like you can just keep on going, anywhere, and it doesn't end.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a huge battle arena. Flat surface, nothing, no platforms or anything like that.
Whatever they're playing this on, it's got to be chugging, because you've got the 2 character models there of Demise. You've got the 2 character models of Link, because you've got the one up top and you got the reflection. You got all the water. You got the thunder going on, all the lighting. I think this is the Wii version, but it's got to be chugging. It's got to be chugging right now. Like that is one hot Wii.
I mean, you could tell it's the Wii version just by the buttons on the right.
Well, you can
emulate it
with that, and then like the Wii U, like you still have the same stuff. And I don't know what the Switch version of this looks like, but I'm sure not like this. I'm sure it looks better. I don't know. I hold on. Okay, that was the most replayed that we just watched.
The end.
Wait a minute. How's this fire, hair, and water?
Dude, you just stabbed him. I just getting back up.
Do we want to cut Demise?
Yeah, let's cut him.
We both seem a little underwhelmed.
But nah.
All right, I want to show you Stallblind. I'm kind of excited to show you him. This is the guy with the shield from Link Between Worlds.
Don't get a boner.
Between Worlds.
A link between girls.
Sweet. All right, here. Oh wow, I forgot how good this game looks. My God, look at this. This is the 3DS follow-up to A Link to the Past.
Silly girl. Is he a girl?
This game looks so good.
Why do you say silly girl?
I think there was a girl with Link.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, that's cool.
Well, and the other thing I really liked about this game is that you could get, like, you could rent different equipment and take on the dungeons differently. They were trying new things with this, and it was a lot of fun.
And this game came out before Breath of the Wild, right?
I want to say this was either 2014 or 2015.
So
Because
I
when
wonder
I
if
when I
like
finished college, I bought a 3DS and I played this, and it was 2015.
I wonder if like they took some stuff from like this game too and put it in Breath of the Wild.
What do you mean?
Like the whole renting stuff,
Maybe.
renting equipment.
Yeah,
Sounds like some
because there's a character that shows up in your house, like the house from Link to the Past, and he's like, "Oh, hey, like, these bombs, you could wait to get them normally, or you could fucking rent them right now." And I thought that was really cool. I think this boss fight stage is because it's really cool.
yeah, 'cause you don't see another boss that you can just like mess with the mechanic with the the shield going inside the shield and all that stuff.
And he's basically a repeat of Blinded the Thief from LTTP. So I'm okay with but you know what? Blinded Thief does its own thing where the girl becomes the bad guy. So I don't know. Let's see how many we got here. So we cut 3. So then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We need to cut 6. I'm okay with cutting Goma from Ocarina of Time, the spider.
Yeah.
It's a great first boss, but I don't think it stands with some of these.
I'm okay to cut goats.
Goat, yeah, Goat can go. Watching the video, I was a little underwhelmed. It's one of those things where, like, as a kid, you're like, "Oh my god," and now you're like, "Oh my god."
You just thought you're putting a Hot Wheel on the track and trying to kill the boss with it. That's pretty much what it is.
Kalaktos from Skyward Sword. I don't think we watched that video, did we?
No,
Let's pull that up real quick.
but I've seen it several times.
I don't remember this. No, okay, this is the Golden Arm guy, yeah. I'll pull it up anyway for everybody.
Man, when you want him to give you a handy?
I feel like it'd be too mechanical.
I mean,
You
couple
don't want
hands on the PP, and then a couple hands in your bum bum.
you don't you don't want hand jobs from the production line. You want personalized, standardized hand jobs, Jake.
Well, I mean, think about it like this though: if he gets tired, he has another hand.
Did I say personalized, standardized? You want personalized hand jobs. Yeah, if one gets tired, 5 others are ready to go. What's the dragon from Hercules that gets its head cut off and 5 more appear?
I think it's like a Hydra.
The Hydra. It's the Handra. The Hydra hand job. Does Kalaktos stay with his mechanical hand jobs?
I do like this guy.
He does look very different from a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I'm gonna present this. If we're cutting Stall Blind or Blind to Thief, which one would go?
Blind thief.
Yeah. Stall Blind just does it better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 left. Let's see. I think the 2 from Link to the Past end up staying. Shadow Link ends up staying. Ocarina of Time, we've got Phantom Ganon, Bongo Bongo, and Ganon. I think Bongo Bongo can go.
Yeah.
I think Majora can stay from Majora's Mask for right now. Going down to Wind Waker. Wind Waker doesn't have anybody cut. Wind Waker, we got Goma, we've got the Helmarock King, and we've got Ganondorf.
I think Goma can go.
Yeah, if anyone in that list is going, it's Goma.
The only thing I liked about Goma though is that like when you beat him, and it does the whole like he explodes and all that stuff. It looks like an epic badass moment.
Yeah, and I like that you're pulling on the dragon's tail and like pissing him off above you.
Yeah. But the other two bosses in there, like they're awesome. You can't deny them.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We still need to cut one more. All right, let me read this for everybody who is listening. We've got Shadow Link, we've got Maldorm, we've got Argos, we've got Phantom Ganon, we've got Ganon, we've got Majora, we've got Helmrock King, we've got Ganondorf, Stal-Lord, we got Coloctus, and we've got Stallblind.
I think Stall Lord probably can go.
Stal-Lord?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then there were 10. Can we just both? I'm gonna number down. Can we both agree
That Ganondorf from Wind Waker is number 1.
Yes. Can we agree to that?
Yes.
Thank you. That makes things easy. I'm gonna propose something here, and it's gonna sound crazy. I think Phantom Ganon is number 2.
Is that from Ocarina?
Ocarina, the one with the paintings where you're having to like use the arrows of the light arrows to hit him before he comes out of the painting at you.
Mm-hmm.
He's floating around.
I want to say he's top 3, but
Who do you got? Who do you like at number 2?
I like the giant bird from Wind Waker.
Yeah, I don't think Helmrock's number 2. You know, let's get through the rest. Let's get through the rest, and we'll come back. I think Majora can go number 10.
I would say I think Shadow Link could go number 10, Majora go number 9.
I like that. 'Cause I wasn't sure how strong on Shadow Link you were gonna come in on.
Yeah, because like I said, he's it's like the Beatles. He was just the first.
Shadow Link. This pen is running out of ink. Switch it up. All right, so the Majora number 9. Yeah, because I like Majora. I just like looking back at it. I know it's not the greatest boss fight, but I think Majora is the sum of its parts. Whereas like these other fights, you like the fight with Ganondorf in Wind Waker. You don't need everything that led up to it for it to be as big as it is. But like Majora's Mask, like you're fighting the moon the whole way through, and you just like you got this whole feeling of dread, and it's just like this final.
And the mask looks so super cool.
I love that mask. If I was gonna get a tattoo, it would be that mask.
When I was at DreamHack, they had a Majora's Mask like that lights up and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But it was like $50. I'm like, I almost thought about getting it.
I wanted when they re-released the Majora's Mask for 3DS, they had the Majora's Mask statue. Mm-hmm. I wanted it.
They had another mask there too. You know that one mask in Majora's Mask where it's like it's white. Mm-hmm. It's kind of got a face and an eye. They had that there too.
Is it the marriage mask?
I think so. But yeah, all those, it was pretty cool.
You know, there's someone who has a wall with all those masks from that game on there.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be a cool office.
All right. Let's see here. What about? All right. I think the two Link to the Past bosses take 8 and 7.
Moldum
and Argos.
Yeah.
Who do you have at number 8? Because you feel more strongly about these two than I do.
I want to say Argos, maybe.
Argos.
Mordum is everyone remembers him because of those floors that you can just fall through.
All right. So who's left here that we haven't listed? We got Phantom Ganon, both from Ocarina of Time, Helmrock King from Wind Waker, Coloctus from Skyward Sword, Stallblind from Link Between Worlds. I like Stallblind at number 4. It's just a very unique fight.
Wait, I thought we got rid of him.
Huh?
I thought we got rid of him.
No, we got rid of Blind the Thief.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Stallblind's he's pretty cool. I like him there.
All right, Stallblind at 4.
Oh, they have Moldum as a sub boss in Skyward Sword.
Oh, he appears all over the place.
Yeah.
Coloctus, where are we putting him? Sounds like it's 5 or 6 for him.
I would say 6.
All right, so then what is left is Ganon, Shadow Ganon, both from Ocarina of Time, and the Hemlock King. Hemlock King. So it sounds like the debate's going to be between Hemlock King and Phantom Ganon. Where are we putting Ocarina of Time Ganon? Number 5?
Yeah. I mean, it was your first 3D Ganon fight, but not the best Ganon fight.
Right. All right, let me jot these down real quick and we'll run through what we have so far. All right, at number 10, we have Shadow Link from Adventures of Link. Number 9, we have Majora All Forms from Majora's Mask. Number 8, we have Argos from A Link to the Past. Number 7, Moldorm from Link to the Past. Number 6, Collectus from Skyward Sword. Number 5, Ganon from Ocarina of Time. Number 4, Stallblind from Link Between Worlds. 3 and 2 are undecided. And Wind Waker's Ganondorf at number 1. I feel like these lists, number 1's like always the easiest one to pick out.
Yeah, because you already know, like, out of all of them, that one was, if you already had like a spot on choice, it's going to be your number 1 choice.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I think Hemlock King and Phantom Ganon have a lot in common. They're like a mid-game boss.
Yeah. It's like when you get your payback, maybe your revenge. You're like, oh hey, I could fight now, kind of moment.
They're both at a point where the scale of power is starting to tilt in your favor. Both feel kind of like a turning point in the game. The thing that I like about Hemlock King is that he doesn't have a true dungeon.
No, you just go back to the fortress from the beginning of the game where you try to go rescue your sister. And like what I like about it is that like the place is flooding and you're climbing to the top before you actually fight the boss.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good build.
Yeah, and Phantom Ganon just kind of happens. But that's also... It was in the times. You didn't have all that power. I'd be okay with Hemlock King at number 2. He's earned it.
Yeah, Wind Waker top, dude. All these ads, damn it.
Ads, man, ads. And then Phantom Ganon. I'm just calling PG, so I don't have to write them all out. This pen's running out of ink too.
What the hell is PG?
Phantom Ganon. All right, guys, we did it. Top 10 bosses in the Zelda series of all time. This is the list. There are no other lists. Those other lists that you say are out there, fuck them. They don't exist anymore.
I'm
10.
Curious.
Huh?
I'm curious to see what lists are out there.
Number 10, Shadow Link from... let me start that over. I'm sorry. I tripped. I almost called it AOL. Number 10, Shadow Link from Adventures of Link. Number 9, Majora from Majora's Mask. Number 8, Argos from Link to the Past. 7, Moldorm from Link to the Past. 6, Collectos from Skyward Sword. Number 5, Ganon from Ocarina of Time. 4, Stallblind from Link Between Worlds. 3, PG, a.k.a. Phantom Ganon from Ocarina of Time. 2, Hemlock King, King of the Birds from Wind Waker. Number 1, Ganondorf in the flooding city of Hyrule in Wind Waker. Jake, that's a damn good list.
It is.
What do you think Josh will think of it?
I think he'll agree with most of them.
Yeah, and I think there are a few where he'll be like, "Who the fuck is that?"
So I'm looking at like I just clicked or typed in top 10 Zelda bosses,
Yeah.
and we have a lot. We have a few like in the list because it's a list of 15.
Okay.
But number one on this list is the Galactos boss from Skyward Sword.
Really?
Number two is Twin Rova,
Is that the
the
one that we
witches.
won from Ocarina of Time?
Yeah.
Mm.
Number three is Star Lord from Twilight Princess.
The one we cut that one, yeah.
Yeah, and they also have sub bosses in here. They're
Mm.
just they don't yeah.
It's not a
So
boss. See, it's not a
Dark
list.
Link.
Hey, fuck it. It's not a list.
They have Dark Link from Ocarina of Time as number four.
Of course they do.
Ganondorf from Wind Waker.
At number five?
Yeah.
Weak.
Big Green Choo Choo from Minish Cap. Number six.
It's a bigger version of an enemy.
Stallblind from Link Between Worlds. Number seven.
Yeah. There's my guy.
Talus from Breath of the Wild.
You know what? Hey, look, the Switch is right here. Give me a few days and I can tell you.
Puppet Ganon from Wind Waker. Number nine.
Yeah, see, I'd never liked that Puppet Ganon fight. I just give me the real Ganon fight.
Phantom Ganon. Number 10.
Okay.
Parasite Golma from Ocarina of Time. Number 11.
All right.
Crake from Phantom Hourglass.
I don't remember that one.
It's like a giant hermit crab.
Sure, why not?
Helmasaur King from Link to the Past. Number 13.
I told you.
Boblin King from Twilight Princess.
I don't remember that. Oh, maybe, I don't know.
He's the goblin guy on the boar.
Okay, yeah. The people really liked all the horse fights in that one.
Yeah.
People are goo for Gaga over horse fights. It's like, calm down. It's a horse.
And then number 15 is Tantalus from Skyward Sword. It's like some octopus hair looking guy.
Yeah. Hey, whoever the fuck made that list, you're wrong. You're wrong.
It was from Nintendo Life, so probably someone in the inside.
Fuck them. Jake, we're about 5 days out from Tears of the Kingdom. What is your prediction? I know we already made our predictions on the Metacritic score, but do you have predictions about what you think will come of the game or what you hope to come from it? It's your last chance before it comes out. So if you get a hot take in and it's right, then we can point back at this and be like, Jake knows his shit.
So I think people are gonna hate the voice acting. Because it's just something different. Let Nintendo do as they may a change. I love change in games, but I don't think people are gonna like the voice acting. I think there's probably gonna be some Easter eggs or bugs that are going to bother people. I can't say what, can't say what's gonna bother you about it, but it's whatever people are gonna. I know people are excited about it. It's a new Zelda game. People love like new of whatever's Nintendo's prime character list is, prime game from Nintendo. Like, new Mario, people are gonna be excited. New Metroid, people are gonna be excited.
I think at this point it's just Mario, Zelda, and the Squid Kids, whoever they are.
Yeah, whoever they are. But I think it's gonna do well. I mean, it's probably gonna be one of the better games because we haven't had a good game come out in a while, to be honest.
Yeah, we've had a lot of remakes this year.
I mean, we've had a lot of remakes every year.
My predictions, I think IGN's gonna give it a 10 because they just kind of been handing the 10 out. Not that I give a shit. Fuck them. What else? I think. You know how Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came out back in December or November?
And it was pretty shitty.
And people were picking it apart because it looked like shit. I think people are already aware of how dated the Switch is feeling. But I think it's really going to come to a head with this one. And then also I think we're going to hear about people not pirating at this game, but pirating it. Like it's already going to be emulated within the first week. And
it's gonna be on.
It's gonna
be
run better on
Roblox.
whatever people are playing it on.
Someone's gonna make it on Roblox.
Come play Tears of the Kingdom Roblox edition.
And there's gonna be memes. There's gonna be, yeah, people are gonna pick it apart. I mean, like, I don't know why Pokemon couldn't do what they did with the one that came out before Scarlet.
It's Game Freak. Like this'll look way better than that. But I still think there'll be shit where people, especially with all the building stuff. So you know how Tears of the Kingdom, one of the main features is like the building contraptions.
Mhm.
I think it's gonna make that game chug a lug.
I think people are gonna build penis contraptions.
And I'll be here for it. That's what someone's gonna get big off of on Twitter or on Twitch, just building dicks in Tears of the Kingdom.
But I'm sure Nintendo has probably saw this through, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna make it to where you can't do that."
The game has a pop-up that says, "Hey, you can't build penis."
Hey, this looks familiar.
This looks suspicious. Hey, you are Link. Use that Triforce of Courage to not be a dickhead and not build this dick.
I bet Link doesn't have a dick.
Probably not. We're going to end it before we talk about Link's dick too much. We don't want to get into spoiler territory. Guys, as always, you can find me, Nick, at Twitter, on Twitter at That Kaufman, Twitch and YouTube at Nick Fat Knight. Jake, where can the people find you?
Find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube at Jakey Boy Kaufman.
Yeah, and you can find the show anywhere you get podcasts. You can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. TikTok's popping right now, so go over there and check us out over there. I didn't say it at the top of the show, but thank you to the Trident Network. We are a Trident Network podcast in that family. We've got some awesome siblings. Go check them out. Thank you to Alex Marvin Clark for his intro and outro song, Hunt Him Down. Really good stuff. We've got his SoundCloud in the show notes. Go check him out. Again, you can get the show anywhere you get your podcasts. Please rate and review us. Leave kind words. Leave 5 stars. We'd really appreciate that. It's a free way to support the show, and it goes a long way to helping us out, you guys. Jake, anything else before we get out of here?
No.
Awesome. Well, hey, Josh will be back next week. We'll get back into 2019. We hope you guys enjoyed this special episode. This has been Smashing Game Time. We hope you all had a smashing great time. We'll see each and every one of you next time.